Hi guys. When I was in ninth standard, there was this very charismatic guy who came to our school. His name is Bishwaroop Roy Chaudhary, and he's a genius. And he was talking about a lot of good memory techniques. And he and his students created a lot of records, like learning the entire dictionary, learning the entire periodic table, and a lot of complicated things which using these techniques they were able to learn. And I got so mesmerized, I asked my dad to please enroll us, and he agreed. It was a 3-day session, almost 8 hours in a day. And me, my brother, and my mom, we went on for this seminar, and the whole theater was entirely booked, and it was very interesting, but because it was so long, and interestingly, he used to have very fancy lunch, like exotic biscuits, donuts, chocolate, cookies, I don't know, so many things that I used to get so hungry, and I used to lose complete focus during the lunch time and post lunch also, because I've eaten so much. But from whatever I remember, there is one beautiful technique that stayed with me, which I wanted to share with you. So basically it's called mnemonics, and it helps you to remember a certain list of items. If you remember it after 3 days or 4 days, the entire list in the correct sequence, then I guess my job is done. So let's go with the technique. So every number from 1 to 10 has a similar sounding word attached to it, which is the mnemonic. So let's say 1 is sun, 2 shoe, 3 tree, 4 door, 5 wife, 6 Vicks, 7 heaven, 8 wait, 9 wine, and 10 hen. There are from 11 to 20 also, there are more, but for now let's just focus on the first 10. Now it will be very interesting if I don't learn before making this video and we take a random list right now. So let's just think of random things that are in a grocery list. So I'll first take bread, then maybe we can take toothpaste, then maybe we can take corn, then maybe we can take butter, we can take what else is there, eggs, and so 5 more. So let's take broccoli, let's take flour, let's take what else is in a grocery, so tomato, then let's take avocado, something healthy, and finally let's take oil. Okay, so I have taken randomly, okay, and now I'm going to teach you how this beautiful technique works. So what we're going to do is we're going to relate every word to the mnemonic and in the same sequence, and trust me, when you make a story out of it, it becomes so natural and so easy to learn. So when you imagine one sun, you have to relate it with bread, okay. So let's imagine a bread which is getting toasted from the heat of the sun. Just imagine a yellow sun which is with its glare toasting that bread, and imagine it turning brown with time. So that will really help you visualize and remember it. Second word is toothpaste, and we're talking about a shoe. So let's imagine a big shoe, black and with a nice high ankle, and imagine a toothpaste, and we're squeezing the entire toothpaste into the shoe till it is up to the brim. So it's like, a lot of tubes we are putting till the shoe is completely filled with toothpaste and is of no use now. I don't know why we are doing it, but it will help us remember. 3 tree, and we're talking about corn. So imagine that whole corn hanging from a giant tree, and everywhere there are these corn in with their husk, green husk, just dangling from that tree, as if they grow like that. They don't. But imagine a huge tree with a lot of corn dangling. Now, fourth is butter. For door, as soon as you open the door, there's a huge butter on the other side which is melting with heat, and as soon as I open the door, all the butter just trickles down and comes inside, and it floods the entire house. The whole house is covered with now melted butter. 5, wife and eggs. So you can imagine anything. You can imagine having a fight with your wife and throwing a lot of eggs on her, which is not a good image. But let's say she's asking me to throw eggs on her head because eggs have protein and it is good for her hair. So let's just imagine me throwing a lot of eggs on my wife so that it helps her hair. 6, Vicks, and Vicks has to be attached with broccoli. So imagine that you have a Vicks and you feel this cold tingling, and it's like really hurting your throat because you've had too much Vicks, and the doctor is saying the only remedy is to have a broccoli because it's so bitter that it will mellow down the effect of Vicks, and you're having a lot of green broccoli so that you can stop feeling the effect of Vicks. You can have a better story for that, but it will help me remember. Next, 7, heaven, and word is flour. So imagine that the heaven is like where everyone is just consuming flour. I know it sounds more like hell, but everything good made out of flour, like freshly baked bread, flat naans, and you can take it as a whole wheat flour also. So imagine the whole heaven is white because it is covered with flour everywhere. There's dough everywhere, and that's why it is heaven. So you can imagine like that. It doesn't have to make sense. That's the whole beauty of it. Whatever comes to your mind, you just keep imagining. 8, weight, and we have to attach it with tomatoes. So you know where I'm heading with this. I'm eating a lot of tomatoes, and I've consumed so much tomato that I'm completely red and fat, and I'm like looking like a giant tomato. So that's how you can imagine this. 9, wine, and we have to attach with avocado. So avocado is, by the way, a very good pair with a good wine. But to make it more interesting, imagine that the wine is made of avocado. It's like, instead of red, it's completely beautiful, creamy green, and it's like completely filled bottle of avocado wine, and no one is asking you to not drink it because it's so healthy. So imagine like a huge wine bottle with completely green liquid in it made of avocado. Finally, 10, hen, which is oil. So as a non-vegetarian, first thing that comes to my mind is a lot of oiling the chicken pieces so that when I grill them, they come out to be very yummy and crispy. So I'm imagining like a lot of chicken pieces and I'm oiling them nicely. Or you can imagine a whole chicken if you don't want to imagine it parts, and you're oiling the chicken so that it feels good and it tastes good. So we are done. Okay, I'm not going to see this list again, and I'm going to recite you all the words. And you also don't look at the board. Close your eyes and just try to remember all the first 10 list in the exact order. 1, sun. So sun, we imagine the bread. 2, shoe. Shoe, so you can imagine toothpaste. We were filling the shoe with toothpaste. 3, tree. You can imagine the corn dangling. Now take a break. Pause the video and you try to remember all the other 7. I am damn bloody sure that you will be. At least you will go guess 8 out of 10 or 9 out of 10. Anyway, 4, door. So as soon as you open the door, the whole butter melts. So butter. And I can do it like very fast. I'm just playing with you. 5, wife, eggs. 6, Vicks, broccoli. 7, heaven, dough. 8, weight, tomato. 9, wine, avocado. 10, hen, oil. It's that fast. So I think you learned something interesting today. Let's do one interesting thing. I will take random 10 objects again in the first comment, and I will dare you to make similar story with that, and then let's see if you can make that story and then comment without looking at the original list, okay? And you will see that you're able to remember. I wanted to share this, and I hope that you enjoyed the video. Thank you.